Hello and welcome to a brand new video from Notebook. Today we shall take up the subject of linear equations in two variables. To proceed further, we need to remember the basics of a linear equation, for which we need to discuss about linear equations in one variable that we discussed in your previous class. In mathematics, we say that an equation is basically a statement that asserts the equality of two expressions which are connected by the equal to sign. Here we see a typical example of an equation. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Here x is a variable and 5 is a constant and 2 is the coefficient of x. Let us see some more examples of linear equations having one variable. 3x minus 6 is equal to 0 and 5y plus 10 is equal to 0. Both are linear equations with only one variable, like x or y. Let us try solving these equations one by one. When we solve 3x minus 6 is equal to 0, we get 3x is equal to 6 or x is equal to 2. Similarly, in our second example of 5y plus 10 is equal to 0, when we solve it, we get 5y is equal to minus 10 or y is equal to minus 2. So friends, we can say that any linear equation in one variable can be represented as ax plus b is equal to 0. Here, a is a coefficient of variable x and b is a constant. In a linear equation, coefficient a belongs to any real number except 0 and b belongs to any real number, that is b may be 0 or any non-zero number. Some more examples of linear equations in one variable are x plus 3 is equal to 7 or x minus 4 is equal to 0, 2y minus 6 is equal to 8 or 2y minus 14 is equal to 0, 5x plus 9 is equal to minus 11 or 5x plus 20 is equal to 0, 7a plus 21 is equal to 14 or 7a plus 7 is equal to 0. Friends, let me now tell you a story about Akash and Nani. One day, Nani gifted Akash a box of chocolates. The box contained 50 chocolates of two different flavors, dark and white chocolate. Akash was very happy to receive such a wonderful gift. He had never received so many chocolates together. Mother always scolds him when he asks for more chocolates. But Nani had a strange condition. She asked Akash to answer a question before he could actually get the gift. Although Akash was a bit taken aback by the unusual demand, he hid his surprise with a heavy grin. Nani asked Akash that if there are 50 chocolates in the box and there are two different flavors of chocolate, then Akash needed to represent this as an equation before he could get Nani's gift. Akash was amazed and he started thinking very hard about it. One day before, he had learnt about linear equations in two variables in his school. Are you curious to know what answer Akash came up with? So you also think for a while about the answer, and we shall come back to Akash towards the end of this video lesson. Friends, it is very easy to represent an equation which has only one variable. But what happens if we have, say, an equation like 3x plus 2y is equal to 3? What would you do? The equation 3x plus 2y is equal to 3 can be represented as 3x plus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, if we compare this equation with ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, we see that a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to minus 3. If an equation can be expressed in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, then it is known as a linear equation in two variables. Here, x and y are the two variables and a and b are the corresponding coefficients of x and y respectively, and c is a constant. Coefficients a and b belong to any real number except 0 and the constant c belongs to any real number. So for example, in the equation 4x plus 3y plus 5 is equal to 0, a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3 and c is equal to 5. Again, in the equation x plus 2y is equal to 3, if we rearrange it and write it as x plus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0, then a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to minus 3. Now look at the following equations and tell me, are these examples of linear equations in two variables? Number 1, x is equal to 8 minus 4y. Number 2, 5y is equal to 7 plus 4x. Number 3, 5 by 2x plus 12 is equal to 7 by 4y. Number 4, root 3x minus root 2y is equal to 8. Yes, these can all be represented in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, such as 1 is x plus 4y minus 8 is equal to 0. 2 is minus 4x plus 5y minus 7 is equal to 0. 3 is 5 by 2x minus 7 by 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. And 4 is root 3x minus root 2y minus 8 is equal to 0. Friends, do not be under the impression that we can only use x or y to denote a linear equation. We can use any other letters to denote it. Let us see some examples of it. 2t plus 4s is equal to 6. 2p plus 3q is equal to 8. 3 is equal to root 3u minus 5v. All these are again examples of linear equations in two variables. In our next lesson video, we shall learn finding solutions of these types of equations, but before that, we should keep some points in mind. The solution of any linear equation is not affected when a. the same number is added to or subtracted from both sides of the equation. That means in the equation 3x plus 7y is equal to 15. If we add 5 to both the sides, the equation remains the same. That is, 3x plus 7y plus 5 is equal to 15 plus 5. Similarly, in the equation 5x minus 2y is equal to 6. If we subtract 3 from both the sides, the equation remains the same. That is, 5x minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 6 minus 3. B. We multiply or divide both the sides of the equation by the same non-zero number. That means in the equation 3x plus 6y is equal to 15. If both sides are multiplied by 3, that is 9x plus 18y is equal to 45, or both sides are divided by 3, that is x plus 2y is equal to 5, imply the same equation. Let us now look at some more examples before we leave. Now, if we take an equation y is equal to 3, can we represent it in the form of a linear equation in two variables? Let us try. Y is equal to 3, therefore y minus 3 is equal to 0. This implies 0x plus 1y minus 3 is equal to 0. Thus we have obtained a is equal to 0, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to minus 3. But this is not a linear equation in two variables, since according to the condition, coefficients a and b must be any real value except 0. Hence, it is a linear equation in one variable, that is y minus 3 is equal to 0, as it contains only one variable. Now, from our story about Akash and Nani, Akash knew that there were 50 chocolates in total, but he did not know how many white chocolates or dark chocolates were there in the box. So, Akash explained to Nani that let us consider the number of white chocolates as x and the number of dark chocolates as y. Then, according to what Nani asked, number of white chocolates plus number of dark chocolates is equal to 50. That is, x plus y is equal to 50. Thus, Akash was successful in giving Nani the correct answer, and he received his present as well. With that concept, we come to the end of our discussion today. I hope that you have been able to understand about linear equations in two variables. We shall meet you soon in our second video, where we shall try finding solutions of these linear equations. Until then, it's goodbye from all of us here.